you can truly achieve anything you want. There is no limitation. There is no life plan that we necessarily have to follow. I feel like we are capable of totally achieving all of our dreams, all of our goals. This was such a surreal week for me, and it definitely proved to me that if you envision something for yourself and if you just start taking the first steps, the path will start unfolding in front of you. This week, my immigration process to the United States has finally come to an end because I received my green card in the mail. And in the previous video that I released, I talk about that process, and I talk about how I got my green card through employment-based petition based on my extraordinary ability in architecture. I remember when I got first acquainted with that category, when I read the description on the USCIS website, and it genuinely intimidated me because I had no idea how something like that could be done. At that point, I hadn't spoken to any lawyers. At that point, I didn't know how what I've done qualified under those categories. And so I was just completely lost. And I just remember this feeling of like, oh my God, what if I'm not good enough for this? How can I get this done? I have no idea where to start. But at the same time, I felt it in my bones that this was something that I wanted to pursue and that I could see myself in this country. And I think trusting your gut instinct when it comes down to your dreams and your vision and such big decisions, it is so important. Your intuition will never lead you astray. If something is meant for you, you will feel it in your bones. You will feel that it's right. Your entire body will be saying, yes, let's go there. Even though it's scary, even though it's challenging, let's go there. And then I feel like every step you start taking in that direction will just fill you with so much joy, so much anticipation, so much excitement that it will all be worth it. But I'm begging you not to do one thing. Please do not procrastinate on your dreams or on your vision. Recently, I saw this post by Abdaal, another YouTuber, maybe you're familiar with him. He's like an expert on productivity and everything. And in his post, he mentioned that most people never achieve financial freedom, for example, because they simply never even start. They never start their own projects. They never start investing. They never take the first step. I know that a lot more goes into it besides the first step. There is some mentality. There is the physical actions that you take. There is endurance and stamina and failure tolerance. You know, some people, when they start failing, they just want to quit right away because I think they've been conditioned to think that a failure means that it's final, that it's over. But I prefer to think that if you have a dream and if you're still alive, you can keep pursuing the dream, you know, for the rest of your life. You can keep going no matter what. Like, even if there's a failure, don't let it discourage you. This is just an experiment, you know, you keep testing different things. And my boyfriend just came home. So anyhow, where was I? This week, one of my grand visions finally came true. And it just gave me so much belief that we can truly pursue whatever we want and we can keep going and one day we will succeed. I think those people that can persevere and can actually enjoy the process, they end up succeeding no matter what. Their success becomes inevitable. I think there is also so much that goes into enjoying the process. Even if we look at my green card situation, of course, I was nervous when I was applying and I didn't know what was going to happen. And I felt a lot of impatience about learning about the outcome as soon as possible. I just wanted to know what was going to happen to me and my future. But at the same time, I was already here. I was already building my life. I was already enjoying every single day in New York City and in this country. So I was just grounding myself. I was focusing on this, my life right here, right now, in the moment, enjoying the process. And I feel like the same goes for any type of pursuit, because if we can just focus on the process and truly enjoy every single day, I think then the results are almost like magnetized to us. And we don't have to, you know, be clinging on to the results and being like, oh my God, I can't be happy until I get those results. When we are happy right here, right now, and we're enjoying ourselves and we are doing what we want, that's ultimately the secret to achieving whatever we want. There is no limit. I'm always fascinated by the example of the Wright brothers, before them, no one expected humans to fly, right? And I'm sure they were completely ridiculed for their attempts and their vision. But at the same time, I guess they really enjoyed the process of experimenting. They had a lot of fun with it, and ultimately it succeeded. And now commercial aviation is like a major, major industry. That just goes to show that you can achieve anything. You can even achieve things that had never been done before, just like in the example of the Wright brothers. But then if you see someone that has already achieved something, then it's even likelier that you can do it, because someone has already proven that you can definitely do it. It's doable. I think the biggest thing that truly discourages us is, our limiting beliefs and what we were taught in our childhood. All of these limitations, they almost like serve as this template that we apply onto the world, and we think within that template. But the bounds of that template, they can be expanded. They don't have to be shrinking. They can be expanding. There is this book, it's in Russian, but I really, really love it. It's written by Vadim Zeland, or in Russian, Vadim Zeland. And it's about like quantum physics and also like manifesting things with your thoughts and gaining control over your life and the circumstances of your life. And he's explaining that there is this vast space that we can't even possibly imagine. And in this vast space, everything that has ever occurred or is going to occur, everything exists all at once, all possible variations of this universe. Like if I'm sitting here on the couch, there is a variation of the universe where I'm filming this like 10 minutes later, or where I'm sitting to my right or to my left. And there is an infinity of these variations, right? You can never run out of possible variations of this universe. So all of these options of the universe, or like alternative universes, they all exist all at once, and we are moving through them. But we have a power to start choosing what's going to happen next and which section from this vast space is going to materialize. And he's just simply explaining that certain people can be closer to certain things and certain people can be farther from the same thing. Like, for example, it's easier maybe for me to get an architecture job, right, than for someone who has never done architecture in their lives. But it doesn't mean that those people that haven't done architecture, they can't do it. It's just they are farther away from that segment. They just need to start moving towards that segment. And that segment will ultimately realize itself. It's just a matter of persistence. It's a matter of whether you actually want it, right? Because if your soul, for example, does not want it, maybe that's just an artificial external goal. It's not your true internal goal. I feel like when it's your true internal goal, you will be so happy about it that there will be no second guessing. So I think this experience for me is so absolutely surreal. I demonstrated to myself that I can take something that I had no prior knowledge of, I had never done before, and I can just, over time, become good at it, and I can succeed. And guys, I didn't know all of the steps that I was going to take, Like I just took the first step, then I took the next step, then I took the next step. It's almost like you're just going through, dark forest, and you have a light beam, and the light beam is just like showing you the next step that you're going to take, but the light beam is not showing you the entire forest. The forest is dark, but it doesn't mean the path is not there. It will all start falling into place. If you don't feel impatient about the results, if you don't feel desperate for results, I feel like it will happen no matter what. Like, it has to happen. So this is a super impromptu video. I'm actually spontaneously flying to Hong Kong tomorrow. And it's actually funny because last summer, when I got my immigrant petition approval, I went into a diptyque store and I bought this candle out of all of them. So I bought that candle, and it had a lot of other cities as well, like Paris, London, Milan, New York. Like, it had a lot of different, the special edition candles. And I, for some reason, liked the scent of Hong Kong, so I got that one. And sometimes the serendipity and, the coincidences from the universe, which I don't think are coincidences, are so interesting, because I bought that candle when my immigrant petition was approved. Now I received my green card and my brother is in Hong Kong. and I just decided to fly there. And it just happened that he is in Hong Kong right now, and I got my green card in the mail this week. I don't know. I like these little, random signs from the universe. But I just wanted to share my joy with you, and I just wanted to share my belief that anything is truly possible. And I hope that you also had experiences in your life that showed you that you can do anything and that strengthened your belief in yourself. I encourage you to remember those moments, cherish those moments, revisit them, and make sure you write them down. And whenever you have doubt, whenever you're facing a moment when you think you're failing, remember, this is just part of the journey. This is not a failure, But thank you guys for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.